So I want to talk about the anime Beyond the Boundary. Now this is an anime I've talked about before. I made a video on it a few years ago, but the video I made on it, trust me, was not that good. I'll show you a clip right there. It was not that good. It was old. But Beyond the Boundary is a fantastic anime. It basically follows a high school student who is obsessed with girls that wear glasses, and he loves glasses, and he just happens to actually find a girl that wears glasses. But the little twist is she wants to kill him. So that's the little twist. Yes, there's way more to the story, but that's like basically essentially the premise of the story is guy that likes glasses, then he finds a girl that wears glasses and she tries to kill him. And then also there is he's like half Yoma, so there's that too, and that's why she's trying to kill him. But yeah, I really like the story from all the characters. Trust me, all the character interactions in here are amazing. There's either funny moments, serious moments. I love just the whole story of like where it's going when it just follows them, because the story does essentially just shows these two characters that kind of have to basically accept their family, their past, and all that, and come to terms in dealing with like the things they have. Because when it comes to Akito, the main character, he has to accept that he's half Yoma and he's okay being half Yoma. And like we mainly get that like through the OVA, really goes into detail showing that like how he changes. Because like when we first see him, he's always just like making traps and stuff at his house, trying to stop like spirit warriors and the spirit world warriors that are in this show that hunt the Yoma. And then we see like eventually he changes when we get to the regular series, and we just see like how he's way different compared to how he was back there. And then when it comes to Mirai, basically she has to accept that she has the cursed blood, and that she can kind of do stuff more in her life than just like have to follow everything because she has the cursed blood. Because we know her clan was basically hated by everybody in the spirit world because of like her cursed blood and the way it like attacks Yoma and stuff like that. And like both of them are kind of forced into these roles because they really didn't want to do these, or didn't really want to like do this stuff. Because like Mirai is basically forced to do this because like the family she was staying with, something bad happened, and after something bad happens, that makes her like kind of depressed and all the stuff like that. Because we already know like something happened with her mom because of her blood and stuff like that, and her mom potentially got pushed out and basically killed and stuff like that. So, and her mom was essentially, I guess you could say, her mom was kind of essentially more like, I think it was like either she passed away or she was essentially killed. I don't remember exactly. It's somewhere along the lines, but I know like they basically always hate the cursed blood. So the reason why I watched Beyond the Boundary again was because I own the steelbook. Now I got this in a Sentai sale, I think last year or something like that. Something, I don't remember exactly when, but I finally watched it mainly because I always have like newer anime I want to watch, and then like when I want to rewatch like an old anime, that's when like I pick it up, whatever. But yeah, this one has just been chilling in a pile of stuff that I need to watch that I've already seen before. But you know how that is. You watch an old one when you want to watch it again, and I just wanted to talk about it. So now the one thing I really enjoy in this anime a lot is when it comes to Akito and Matsuri's relationship, because they always have like that slap and stick type of relationship. Because Mitsuri, she will always do something funny or be talking shit about Akito, and like they just have that slapstick type of comedy, and it's always funny. Now when it comes to her brother Hitsumi, he has a crazy sister complex, and I mean it's crazy. Like this man, like she be looking at him like, dog, you disgust me. She be looking like, dog, what are you doing? Why are you so disgusting? She's like, ew, every time she sees this man. This man just be doing the most. And I mean, it's because they did have like a really close relationship when they were younger, and like we see that throughout the anime and stuff like that. There are times like she'll even call for her big brother, and there's other times she's looking like, dog, you disgust me. And then the other thing about them is they have an older sister, and her older sister is OP, and she's nice, and she has like her own story that comes to her, because we learn more about that in the OVA plus the movie. Because if you want to complain about like the regular story for Beyond the Boundary, you could complain about the main villain and like maybe some of the places, like some of the story pacing or something, like where it's going, but it also gets really explained in the OVA and in the movie. They both fix everything and give us so many background information that it kind of explains stuff, especially when it comes to their older sister. We get to learn that like basically she did take in this Yoma into her eye, and then essentially we see like why she went the way she was in that movie, and like was kind of being controlled by that one guy that had the worms. Because like when it comes to the main villain in the regular series, he's just there in my opinion. But then we get background information with him in the OVA, and then in the movie we get more in depth about him. We understand like why he's doing the things that he wants to do, where just in the anime we really didn't get that much information that we kind of needed. It always felt like there was something missing, but then OVA and movie helps that out. And then yeah, and also Koto Animation, they're in their bag when it comes to this, of course. I mean, they always make amazing series, and they always put their foot into these series, and they always make it amazing, and they always adapt these series amazingly, either if they're adapting it from a manga, light novel, anime original. it's still really good. And that's the one thing I love about their studio. They're one of the best anime studios, and like if you actually know anime, you know it's one of the best. Like it's top 5. You could say it's top 2, and it's not 2 if you really wanted to. But yeah, I just love what they did with this, because the fights, of course, look amazing. The background looks amazing. The music looks amazing. The character design, everything in this series is phenomenal. Like, it's not the best thing ever, but at the same time, it's a really good anime that has a really interesting story. So one of the things I really like about this series that I wish if we ever got like a spin-off or something that would go more in detail is the Spirit World Warriors, which are the people that hunt the Yoma. How essentially this is a career, but it's not a career, because we see a lot of people in here that are Spirit World Warriors and they all do other things. Like we see the teacher that she does this on the side and she hustles and fights the Yoma, because like each time they take out a Yoma, it drops a rock, and then you go take it and sell it, and you can kind of rack up a lot of money depending on like how much is the value, because some of them, their value is super low, some of them are super high. I think it would be cool just to go more in detail, like with characters we never saw in this show, and we just get to see them like all over the world, what they do. I feel like that'd be cool to see, because like I did like that aspect of this where it's like potentially this could be a career, because we saw when Hitomi basically took over for his older sister, they're like a family that's basically protects everybody, and it was just interesting to see that he essentially got a career doing this, and I thought that was just fascinating. That just, I do wonder what other families and other people that do this, and I do wonder is like, is this like all over the world? Is it just like a Japan thing, like, you know, majority of anime are? But I'm just curious, like they have to be like all over the world, just because it's not going to just be in one place, but you never know. I feel that would be interesting, just another series like that if they ever wanted to bring back Beyond the Boundary though. Now by far my favorite episode in this whole series is episode 7, and that is when they have like the one fruit, they're going against the one fruit Yoma, because Mirai's looking to try and make a whole bunch of bank because she wants to kill a Yoma that she can make a whole bunch of money, because she needs money, because you know she's always broke. And what happens in this episode is we have the fruit Yoma they go after, and the fruit Yoma, whenever it catches you, it basically sprays this like I guess you would say liquid on you, and like it basically makes you smell really bad. And throughout this episode they're trying to find out ways how to defeat this, until they eventually come to the outcome of, hey, we got to basically dress up as an idol group and basically perform a song. And like it's one of the best things, because like when they finally get to like the actual idol song, we get to see like how like the past of like how they were grinding to actually get here while they're actually singing, and like just those two together is phenomenal. I love when they do stuff like when we actually see them doing the actual idol thing, but then like we also see them of like all the practice they had to go through to actually get here, and like trust me, they were killing it, and they were doing the best, and they actually had that thing all the way ready to get killed, but then they forgot that, oh yeah, we didn't have nobody here to actually kill the Yoma, so they get sprayed with the juice again, and it was kind of funny. But yeah, it was just my favorite episode, because they were really put it in work, and it showed like how dedicated they were to make this money just for it all to end up the same way. And one of the funniest things is when it comes to Matsuri, is like she gets sprayed with a different solution compared to all the other ones, and like she stinks so bad they have to put her in basically like a bubble, and it was kind of hilarious. And every time she would come out there, it'd basically be like, oh my gosh, this smells horrible. So yeah, there's a lot of memorable episodes, because I remember somebody tried to say this to my friend Nev, was saying that like this anime is not memorable, when I'm like, dog, there's so many scenes in this anime that are so memorable. You could, if you don't want to remember anything, the one thing you will always remember is the main guy's obsessed with glasses. This man looks up categories and he knows different type of glasses, and he loses his mind anytime any girl wears glasses. So I mean, that's the most memorable thing if you want to think about it. And also the main girl, Mirai, she literally controls blood, so like, there's a lot of memorable things about this series. If you've seen it, there's a lot of things you could think of. Some of the fights are cool. Some of the interesting things about the Yoma are really fascinating. And then even when it comes to the like the one woman and then like the one high school girl, like they're both Yoma, and they actually like sell their own kind and work with the Spirit Warriors. So it's just like, there's stuff like that. It's just like cool. Overall, it's just a really dope series, and I love the vibe. There's also a phenomenal soundtrack that plays music at the right time, and it's just really nice. Overall, Beyond the Boundary is a fantastic anime. More people need to watch it. If you've not seen Beyond the Boundary, please go watch it. You could also, you know, own it on Blu-ray. You can go to Sentai, buy it that way if you wanted to, though, or buy it any other way. Or I'm pretty sure you can watch this on HiDive if you want to watch this, you know, the regular way, or, you know, hop in your pirate so you can watch it that way, because I'm pretty sure it's on HiDive, but I don't think they have the OVA or movie on there, but I'm not positive, though, because I haven't looked on there for it, but I just know that it's on HiDive, though. But yeah, if you've seen Beyond the Boundary, let me know how you feel about it. If you've not seen it, why not check it out? If you enjoyed the video, why not like? If you didn't, you can dislike, subscribe, really enjoyed. But yeah, Beyond the Boundary, phenomenal anime. I just love everything about it. It's, like I said, it's a simple story, but it's like not the most, like, you know, crazy story ever. One thing I do enjoy a lot is when it comes to Akito's mom, she's hilarious, because his mom is very out there, we'll say that. She does a lot of wild things. We really don't know what her real job is. like on paper it seems like she is like a OP spirit warrior, but we only get to see her do like a few things, so we really don't know exactly like how nice her mom was. We just know that she's kind of like a big shot in like the spirit warrior world, especially like when it comes to Nozomi, who is like Akito and Mirai's like older sister. She's nice too, but I'm pretty sure Akito's mom is a little bit nicer. We, like I said, we see a little things that are sprinkled there, and even in the OVA when we see that like how Akito, like when he turns like crazy, because when he has like the Beyond the Boundary, which is like the super strong Yoma that's like split inside of his body, we see that when he turns crazy, he kind of loses all control, and that's what he injures Hitami, and like we see like where that scar was in that OVA, and then in the future we see like all the interactions him and Mirai have, like how when Mirai has to sacrifice herself. So like I said, there's a lot of things here that I just remember that are really dope about this series, and it was a really fun rewatch. I'm glad I own this because look, I have the steelbook, so you know it has like the different things. But yeah, I'm glad I got the steelbook because I got the steelbook back during a Sentai sale. And like I got it before it got sold out, and I was surprised I got it because I actually got it pretty cheap, and it was like surprising that it was still on there. Because I remember when I bought my Nana steelbook, that boy was sold out as soon as it came out, where this boy was still there for enough to like for me to get it on sale and get it pretty cheap though. But yeah, just know my original Beyond the Boundary video was like one that said something along the lines like, you need to watch Beyond the Boundary. And like it was me here, and like it was a super hot day when I recorded, and I was trying to try something different, and like the lighting was not hitting, and plus the camera I had back then is not as good as the camera I got now. Trust me, the camera I got now is nice. Like if you, I'm pretty sure I unlisted that video, so maybe you could still see that video if it's in a playlist. But yeah, shout out to the people that saw it because I think it has like 900 some views. Like the funny thing is, it was close to getting to 1K and I stopped it. I think it might have been 10 views away from 1K, and I was like, you know what? I'm done with this video. This video was not that good, because in the video I even forgot the name of Beyond the Boundary at the beginning. It was kind of funny though. But yeah, I'm about to be out though because I need to stop talking this. Just know my next video will be about like what I'm watching in spring 2022. Just know I'm watching a lot again, surprisingly. Nobody's surprised. If you know me, you know I watch too much damn anime though. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video though. Bye.